Dude. Hi there, this is Dude. Welcome back. And we got more boyhood ambition stuff. As if it wasn't enough that I've now flown an X-Wing and a Federation starship, including the original USS Enterprise. Today, I'm going to the moon. Yeah, I have to say, I'm loving the PSVR stuff that's coming out. It's absolutely immense. I know nothing about this particular one. It's called Apollo 11 VR. It's supposedly a recreation of the Apollo 11 moon landing mission. I literally have no idea. I've even had to prepare my Move controllers and my DualShock 4 controller, because I don't even know which controller it uses. So literally, I'm going into this cold. No idea what's coming. So sit back, strap yourself in, and enjoy the ride. Just give me a few minutes with the usual paraphernalia, and I'll be back in VR with you in just a moment.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Oh, come on, it's got to be interactive, isn't it? Right, while we're wearing earphones, let me just check the stream's intact. It is. Bloody Russians.
No man can fully grasp how far and how fast we have come. But condense, if you will, the 50,000 years of man's recorded history in a time span of but a half a century. Stated in these terms, we know very little about the first 40 years, except at the end of them, advanced man had learned to use the skins of animals to cover them. Then about 10 years ago, under this standard, man emerged from his caves to construct other kinds of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write and use a cart with wheels. Christianity began less than 2 years ago. The printing press came this year. And then less than 2 months ago, during this whole 50-year span of human history, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Newton explored the meaning of gravity. Last month, electric lights and telephones and automobiles and airplanes became available. Only last week did we develop penicillin and television and nuclear power. And now, if America's new spacecraft succeeds in reaching Venus, we will have literally reached the stars before midnight tonight. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. New ignorance, new problems, new dangers. Surely the opening vistas of space promise high costs and hardships, as well as high reward. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, to rest, to wait. But this city of Houston, this state of Texas, this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them. For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. And we have vowed that we shall not see it governed by a hostile flag of conquest, but by a banner of freedom and peace. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. Those who came before us made certain that this country rode the first waves of the Industrial Revolution, the first waves of modern invention, and the first wave of nuclear power. And this generation does not intend to founder in the backwash of the coming age of space. We mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind. And its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others do.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Oh my word.
I think the momentous, most memorable thing that I can recall about that particular day was the opportunity while my two friends
lunar orbit down to the surface that had not been demonstrated yet by testing. It's a risk-reward equation. and you're able to accept a level of risk so long as it's commensurate with the reward that you will get by achieving the goal that you're after.
This is so cool. Oh. Whoa.
T-minus 1 minute, 35 seconds on the Apollo mission, the flight to land of the first men on the moon. All indications coming in to the control center at this time indicate we are go. 1 minute, 25 seconds and counting. Our status board indicates the third stage completely pressurized. 80-second mark has now been passed.
Head off center.
We'll go on full internal
There we go.
power at the 50-second mark in the countdown. Guidance system goes on internal at 17 seconds, leading up to the ignition sequence at 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 60-second mark on the Apollo 11 mission. T-minus 60 seconds and counting.
Oh, I feel so tense. I'm actually feeling it.
And counting. Neil Armstrong just reported back. It's been a real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer is complete. We're on internal power with the launch vehicle at this time. 40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized.
Tiny.
5 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting.
Absolutely tiny.
Altitude 3, 4 miles now.
The pen.
Houston, be advised the visual is go today. This is Houston, roger that.
Oh,
Yeah, they finally gave me a window to look at.
spectacular. Oh, I can't begin to explain to you how immersive this is. That's a bit disconcerting. Where's my ship gone? Wow. Oh, this is something I would just love to do before I die. Ah. VR's awesome. This is as close as you can get without actually doing it. And you really get a feel for how it must affect you personally and emotionally.
I think certainly to go as far away as the moon and look back on the Earth certainly does affect your perspective. And then when you see it, tiny as your thumbnail held out in front of you at arm's length, that sort of gets your attention. A beautiful sight, tiny, pristine, blue and white, very fragile looking object, shining like a beautiful little headlight out there in the black velvet of space. It does change your perspective. It makes you think that we have to take better care of this little fragile entity, because it is fragile.
Yep.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Slightly less than 1 minute to ignition, and everything is go.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
Oh. Whoa, there she is.
Ignition. We confirm ignition, and the thrust is go.
Oh my word, there's no going back from there, boys.
Apollo 11, this is Houston at 1 minute. Trajectory and guidance look good, and the stage is good.
Apollo 11. We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Around 3.5 minutes. You're still looking good. Your predicted cutoff is right on the nominal.
Roger, Apollo 11's go. We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second. Altitude 177 nautical miles.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are go at 5 minutes.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
Oh, that's it. That's the target. I don't know how they stayed so calm and professional, because I'd be an emotional wreck at that point. Apollo 11 is go. Oh, we go. I'd be all over the place. They were like, where'd you go? Ooh. Recenter, accelerate, decelerate, pitch up and down. Oh, this is, what the, how, oh dear. Okay. We gotta try and dock.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Your go for separation. Our system's recommendation is arm both spiral buses, over.
Okay, spiral B coming armed. My intent is to use bottle primary one as per the checklist, therefore I just turned day on.
Roger, we concur with the logic.
This is scary stuff. What? Align it with what? What am I aligning with? Oh, that.
Okay, we got the eagle in view.
Oh, sorry, wrong light.
$25.
What do you mean missed? What? Yeah. Align your craft with the lunar module's docking target shown above. I did, didn't I? No, we're not skipping. Right, try that again. No, exactly.
captured.
Whew.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
Roger, we've got the high gain locked on now, I believe, auto track and narrow.
Okay, you're coming in loud and clear, but Mike is just barely readable.
Hello, it's Neil. How are you reading, Mike?
Loud and clear now, Mike, and we understand that you are docked.
That's fine. Houston, we're ready for LEM ejection.
Roger, go for LEM ejection.
Thank you.
Apollo 11, this is Houston.
Wow.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11, go ahead.
Roger, could you give us some comments on how the transposition and docking went, over?
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well, Houston, although I expect I used more gas than I've been using in the simulator. Except for using a little more gas, and I'd be interested in your numbers on that. Everything went nominally.
This is Houston. Roger, we copy.
Wow. Oh, B minus? I'm not sure why I got a B minus. But there we go. Successfully docked. It's this weird phenomenon with this mission I've become aware of now, and I wonder if the pilot's aware of that, but the further away from the Earth you get, the smaller and more vulnerable your ship becomes. Wow. Where's Lunar? Oh, we're on the dark side. Oh. The time for this, Cat.
Eagle, Houston, would you have Columbia go to the high gain, yaw 0, pitch -20, over?
Here you go, 1 minute till take. You guys take care.
See you later.
Oh my word. Look at it.
Apollo 11, Houston, we are go for undocking, over.
Oh.
Roger, understand.
Oh my word.
Roger, Eagle, undock.
And again.
Roger, how does it look? Eagle has wings. Roger.
Smaller and more vulnerable.
Eagle, Houston, we see you on the steerable, over.
I do believe you got thrusters on board that vehicle.
Okay, you got it. Do it later. Roger, let us know when you're ready to copy. We have a DOI pad and a PDI pad, over.
Guidance says we're go.
Oh my word.
Up on 5 minutes to ignition. Gene Kranz getting a go, no-go for descent. Okay, all flight controllers, I'm going around the horn. Make your go, no-goes based on the data you had prior to LOS. See, we got it back. Give you another few seconds. We're going, flight. Okay, retro, go. Vital, go. Guide, go. Control, go. Self-com, go. GNC, go. Ecom, go. Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go to continue TDI.
Oh my word. I just can't explain the sensations. Okay. Landing site marker. Forward back pitch. Translate left and right. Additional thrust. Recenter. So we have to brake. Oh jeez, what? Oh jeez, I like the way they've used the Google Earth symbol for the landing indicator. Oh, this could take more than one attempt. Who said that? Oh my word. That's just... it's mind-blowing when you think of it. Right, what am I? Right, there's... oh jeez, how am I supposed to...
Altitude 5,200 feet.
How? Oh, wrong way. No, too much.
Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're a go for landing, over. Roger, understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet. Copy. Alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. 2,000 feet, 2,000 feet. Into the ag, 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees, still looking very good. Roger, 1202, we got 100 feet, 21,000.
No, down. Oh, jeez, right. Okay. Okay. Once we get manual control of descent, go into P66. Right, so what I need to do... I don't know what I need to do.
Altitude
Okay, I'm just gonna try and stop us from descending too quickly. And aim for the Google Earth marker. I know you're only seeing 2 attempts at this, but there's actually been many more. I've just edited them out for your benefit, I guess. Right, so now I think if I... Oops.
Altitude 4200. Houston, you're go for landing, over.
Okay, see if we can start slowing down. Oh, we're slowing down. Jeez, did not expect that to happen quite yet.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Top alarm.
Alright, we're coming down a bit quick now, I think.
1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm.
Okay. Keep her steady as she goes, Mr. Sulu.
2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees.
Bit more that way, bit to the right.
60 seconds.
Okay, what's the speed?
1,400 feet, still looking very
78, but speeding up, so let's gimbal back a little. Yeah, whatever.
1202, we copy it.
Oh, coming down a bit too quick.
33 degrees.
Oops. Now we need to come left. Oh, it's a slow process, mind, isn't it? Okay. Now start slowing down a bit.
40 feet down at 30, at a 15. At 400 feet down at 9. 300 feet down 3.5. 47 forward. Down a half. 30 seconds forward. 11 forward. Come down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down.
Oh, feels like we're quite close.
100 feet. 3.5 down. 9 forward. Okay, 75 feet. That's looking good. Down a half.
Damn it, why are we going backwards? Stop going backwards, go forwards. Come on.
Down 2.5.
Kicking up some dust.
Contact light. Okay, engine stop.
That's pretty close.
Mode control, both autos, engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle.
We made it.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Is that Buzz or Neil? Anyway. Okay. None of it was great. Well, vertical speed was. But I'm going to take it. Any landing you can walk away from is a good one. Okay, excellent. Job done. You didn't see how many aborted attempts there were. There were loads between the first one and this one. There were so many other ones.
I'm at the foot of the ladder. The limb footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine.
I'm on the moon.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. As the surface is fine and powdery, I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in a small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads and the fine sandy particles. Yeah, this is Houston. We're copying.
Oh my word.
There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even perhaps easier than the simulations of 16G that we performed in various simulations on the ground. Absolutely no trouble to walk.
Just wow. Whew. What's next? We taking off, or are we going to get a bit of time to explore? Oh, lunar surface operations. Bit of time to explore. Jumping and smoothly moving around may be uncomfortable. So we might throw up. Teleportation is strongly recommended. So we get snap turn left, snap turn right, forwards, backwards, jump, take photo, teleport and recenter. Deploy all experiments and explore the landing area. When you're ready, approach the lander and click on the leave surface icon. I'll never want to click on that. Okay, let's go. I think I've got that. Jump, teleport, take photo. Right, there we go. Just...
Isn't that something?
Hey!
Magnificent sight out here. Magnificent desolation.
Oh, there's...
Okay, Buzz, we ready to...
There's an experiment.
Down the camera? I'm all ready. I think it's 2 miles squared away in good shape. Okay.
The passive seismic experiment detected lunar moonquakes and provided information about the internal structure of the moon. This experiment studied the propagation of seismic waves through the moon and provided our most detailed look at the moon's internal structure. The Apollo 11 seismometer returned data for just 3 weeks but provided a very useful look at lunar seismology. More advanced seismometers were deployed at the Apollo 12, 14, 15 and 16 landing sites and transmitted data to Earth until September 1977.
Wow.
Each of these seismometers measured all 3 components of ground displacement: up-down, north-south and east-west. If a seismic event is observed by 3 or more seismometers, the time and location of the event can be determined. Because seismic waves from distant events travel deeper into the moon than waves from nearby events, by measuring events at various distances from the seismometer, one can determine how seismic velocities vary with depth in the moon.
Wow.
In turn, this information can be used to study the moon's internal structure. Most of the events observed by the seismometers were due either to moonquakes or to meteorite impacts. However, the third stages of several Saturn V rockets and the ascent stages of several lunar modules were deliberately crashed into the moon after these spacecraft were no longer needed. These man-made crashes produced seismic events of known times and locations and helped to calibrate the network of seismometers.
That could have killed any number of alien life forms. Come on.
Pocket open, book.
Yes, it is. It's not up against your suit, though. Hit it back once more. More toward the inside. Okay, that's good.
What's that?
The laser ranging retroflector experiment
Ooh.
was deployed on Apollo 11, 14 and 15. It consists of a series of corner cube reflectors, which are a special type of mirror with the property of always reflecting an incoming light beam back in the direction it came from. These reflectors can be illuminated by laser beams aimed through large telescopes on Earth. The reflected laser beam is also observed with the telescope, providing a measurement of the round-trip distance between Earth and the Moon. This is the only Apollo experiment that is still returning data from the moon.
Wow.
Many of these measurements have been made by McDonald Observatory in Texas.
Wow.
Laser beams are used because they remain tightly focused for large distances. Nevertheless, there is enough dispersion of the beam that is about 7 kilometers in diameter when it reaches the moon and 20 kilometers in diameter when it returns to Earth. Because of this very weak signal, observations are made for several hours at a time. By averaging the signal for this period, the distance to the moon can be measured to an accuracy of about 3 centimeters. The average distance from the Earth to the moon is about 385,000 kilometers.
3 centimeters.
The laser ranging retroflector experiment has produced many important measurements. These include an improved knowledge of the moon's orbit and the rate at which the moon is receding from Earth, which is currently 3.8 centimeters per year.
Again, did not know that.
Start to lose my balance in one direction, and recovery is quite natural and very easy.
So Space 1999 could happen.
And moving arms around, Jack doesn't go off the surface. Not quite that light-footed.
I don't want to leave the surface. Oh, let's plant a flag. Hell yeah.
Okay, Houston, I'm going to change lenses on you.
Roger, Neil.
The Lunar Flag Assembly, or LFA, was a kit containing a flag of the United States, designed to be planted by astronauts on the moon during the Apollo program. 7 such flag assemblies were sent to the moon, 6 of which were planted, the exception being the one carried on Apollo 13, which had to abort its landing due to a serious spacecraft failure. The nylon flags were hung on telescoping staffs and horizontal bars constructed of 1-inch anodized aluminium tubes. The flags were carried on the outside of the Apollo lunar module,
really?
most of them on the descent ladder inside a thermally insulated tubular case to protect them from exhaust gas temperatures calculated to reach 2000 degrees Fahrenheit or 1090 degrees Celsius. 6 of the flags were ordered from a government supply catalogue and measured 3 feet by 5 feet. The last one planted on the moon was slightly larger, at 6 foot wide, the flag which had hung in the Mission Operations Control Room in the Manned Spacecraft Centre for most of the Apollo programme.
That's quite sad in a way, isn't it? Right, can I take a picture with you?
Yeah, surface material, outer
Said something about taking a photograph.
It is, but if you can touches above.
Are we not going to see an Earthrise? I wanted to see an Earthrise.
I've noticed several times in going from the sunlight into shadow that just as I go in,
Ooh.
I catch an additional reflection off the lamp.
Oh, I forgot to jump.
Along with the reflection off my face onto the visor, makes visibility very poor just at the transition sunlight into the shadow. I essentially have so much glare coming onto my visor, I'm under shadow, until helmet actually gets shadow, and then it takes a short while for my eyes to adapt lighting conditions inside the shadow area.
Look at this. We're on the moon, people.
Quite dark here in the shadow and a little hard for me to see that I have good footing. I'll work my way over into the sunlight here without looking directly into the sun.
Is that all the experiments done? What happened to...
This is Houston, radio check, over. Hi, Roger. Houston, loud and clear. Roger out. Loud and clear, Houston. Roger, Buzz.
What happened to taking a photograph? I saw it mentioned.
It's a little difficult to dig through the crust. Neil is now unveiling the plaque that is.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. There's two hemispheres, one showing each of the two hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969, AD. We came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States.
Wow.
I believe I'm out of your field of view. Is that right now, Houston?
Is that it?
That's affirmative, Buzz.
Oh, that's spooky.
It's not a crater of any size. It has about 1 foot clearance on the ground. We're essentially on a very level place here. I can see some evidence of rays emanating from the descent engine, but very insignificant amount.
Photograph thing doesn't seem to be working unless I'm missing something.
I'd like to evaluate the various spaces that a person can traveling on the surface.
It definitely said.
Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil.
Ah, here we go, hang on.
Beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here.
Okay, what was that one?
This is the solar wind composition experiment. The sun continually emits a flux of electrically charged particles into space. This is termed the solar wind. The Earth's magnetic field prevents these charged particles from reaching the Earth's surface, although in the Earth's polar regions, these particles can reach the upper part of the atmosphere, causing auroras. The Moon is outside the Earth's magnetic field for most of each month and has a negligible atmosphere, allowing solar wind particles to reach the Moon's surface. The solar wind composition experiment was performed on Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15 and 16. It consisted of an aluminium foil sheet 1.4 metres by 0.3 metres that was deployed on a pole facing the Sun. This foil was exposed to the Sun for periods ranging from 77 minutes on Apollo 11 to 45 hours on Apollo 16, allowing solar wind particles to embed themselves into the foil. The foil was then returned to Earth for laboratory analysis. This allowed the chemical composition of the embedded solar wind to be determined more accurately than would be possible if the measurement were made using remotely controlled instruments on the moon, but limited the periods at which observations could be made.
Okay.
Neil and Buzz.
Yep.
The President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
Obviously, I'm going to take the call.
That would be an honor. Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Negative. Stand by.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you do. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure they too join with America in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth. For one priceless moment
Yeah, good job.
in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to Earth.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here representing not only the United States, but men of peace of all nations, and with interest and a curiosity and with a vision for the future. Honor for us to be able to participate here today.
And thank you very much, and I look forward, all of us look forward to seeing you on the Hornet on Thursday.
And incidentally, these rocks, very powdery surface.
Okay, so I guess that means we've done everything that there is to do. I just want to have one last little wander around. I'm on the moon, people.
We are getting a TV picture. Neil, this is Houston. We're getting a picture. You're not in at the present time. We can see the bag on the LEC being moved by Buzz, though. Here you come into our field of view. Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Could we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please?
Well, I'm on the camera.
Be advised that a lot of the rock samples out here, the hard rock samples, have what appear to be vesicles in the surface.
Okay, I can't get the camera thing to work. Not sure what I'm supposed to do with it, but let's... Oh my word.
See some purple rocks? Find the purple rocks? Yep.
Before we go, let's just take one last...
Neil, this is Houston.
Oh!
Your camera transfer with the LEC. Do you foresee any difficulties in SRC transfer over? Difficulties in SRC.
Wow.
Negative.
Oh my word. Imagine really standing here, looking up and seeing that.
Making sure not to lock it on my way out.
Jeez. Okay. I almost don't want to go. I feel like I'm there. I don't want to go. Okay.
Tranquility Base, Houston.
Oh. Must have been really emotional and sad to actually leave. Oh, we're not living through this, are we? Are we? I think we are. Wow. Tiny little thing. See what it's getting tinier every step of the way. And there goes another bit.
Houston, we got the service module going by.
Roger, thank you.
And it's rotating just like it should be. Thrusters are firing.
Wow.
800 nautical miles high. Velocity 33,000 feet per second.
That's fast.
Houston, we'll have you for about 3-4 minutes through Redstone and then pick you up after blackout through Arrive. Roger.
Guidance reports Apollo 11 right down the middle of the corridor.
And 11 Houston, you're going over the hill there shortly. You're looking mighty fine to us. See you later.
Oh. This must have been a terrifying moment. To go all that way, land on the moon, come all that way back, and then have this. Whoa, what's happening?
The Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Whoa.
Aircraft reports visual with 3 full shoots.
Condition of crew, over. Condition of crew, 4,300 feet on the way down. 11 and Hornet, copy. 11 Hornet, what's your splashdown error, over?
Guys, we're back. Yep. it be? Wow. Whoops, apologies. Well, what is there to say? Apologies, that's a bit... Whew. Well, I don't know what to say about that. That was phenomenal. I absolutely loved that. I actually found myself, I know it's going to sound a bit stupid, but I actually found myself getting a bit emotional at times. It was like I was there, and I could almost imagine how those people must have been feeling at that moment in time. And what amazed me, I mean, I'm just living it through a VR experience, and I know I'm in VR, and I'm feeling like that. Yet they were in it, and in reality, and they stayed so professional and cool and on point. I would have been a blubbering mess if I'd just landed my lem on the moon. You know, I'd be like, "Whoa, we're on the moon!" And they're just like, "Yeah, Eagle's landed. Off we go." You know, like they just reverse parked into a parking space in a shopping mall car park. But yeah, I was blown away by that. Absolutely blown away. I loved it. That's a great use of VR and a great use of Kickstarter. And well done to everybody that funded it, by the way. Thank you for letting us experience this. Yeah, let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy the experience? Obviously, it's something you get more from being in. This is one I would recommend buying. Like the Spider-Man experience, I wouldn't even bother downloading that, in all honesty. Watch my video or anybody else's video, and you can see everything you need to see about that. But this, I would actually say, yeah, you need to download this. And yeah, it costs about, I think I paid $12 for it. I think it was $11.99, I think. Worth every single cent. So do yourself a favor, if you've got a PSVR, download it. The landing on the moon part was frustrating, but you can skip it if you want. It was frustrating, but then that frustration carries with it a certain amount of satisfaction when you finally get it right. Even though in my case I only got it C, or was it C minus or C? But it was still right. I landed on the moon. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up. That's always appreciated. And yeah, I guess I'll see you again soon. So if you do want to be notified of any updates to my channel, then just click on my ugly face over there. And don't forget to check out these other videos of mine as well. Till next time, this is Abu Dhabi Dude saying rock on, take care, see you soon. Bye. Abu Dhabi Dude. Abu Dhabi Dude.